What's up guys, it's Gianna. So I don't know if you guys can, hopefully you could fully see everything. I don't know, I'm really having a struggle with this like camera angle thing. I'm trying it out, whatever. Basically, I'm here to bring you a how to make cone incense video because, you know, there's incense sticks and there's loose incense, but sometimes people don't want to actually, you know, take the step to buy the charcoal, have to worry about burning it and then putting the herbs on it. And some people don't even like the smell of the actual whole burning herb. Let's say you were to burn this whole thing, or can you hear the cicadas outside? Because bitch. So I'm gonna give you two disclaimers. First disclaimer, I had my wisdom teeth taken out less than a week ago, so if I'm talking with some type of lisp, that's what's happening, because I'm in a lot of fucking pain. But I thought, what better than to talk on a video? And next, my nails are never cute when I have to show you up close shots. They're always disgusting. And then when I do a video just like ranting, you know, they're beautiful. So you're gonna be dealing with my ratchet nails, and it's perfectly fine. But so yeah, I'm just gonna give you guys an overview of what I'm using for this. This one specifically is gonna be a protection cone incense blend, and cone incense blends, I'll show you one that's already dried and all. So this little cone, as you can see here, it's kind of misshapen because this was done long ago before I kind of learned how to get the triangle shape down. You basically light the top of it and it will kind of smolder and burn down by itself. Just like an incense stick, when you light it and blow out the flame, it starts to completely, you know, ash down. That's that same kind of thing. It's not as messy. The loose herbs, you have to worry about, you know, using a heat-safe dish and putting down, you know, sand or salt to keep it from starting any type of fire or melting effect. This was just kind of nice because you could put it obviously on something heat-safe or somewhere where you know is not gonna cause a melting effect or catch fire, but they are just a one-shot deal. There's no like having to keep adding herbs to it or anything. This one is specifically just cinnamon, and this today is going to be a protection incense blend because who else needs a little protection in our life? I mean, it's a good thing, you know, we always want good vibes flowing through the house. I know I do, especially in my room, like the whole house, you know, if you're sharing it with somebody else, it's like, obviously you're gonna wanna sage and be like, you know, keep your shit clean, like you don't want any negative vibes, but in your own space that's very sacred to yourself. So I'm just here to give you, obviously, another simple way to do that in your home. If you don't have all the equipment to burn loose incense, this is a much easier, safer alternative, and the smell is phenomenal. I'm gonna tell you guys what I have. Obviously, the stuff I'm not gonna mention is like the crystals and the candles and whatever, because that's just there to keep the good vibrations and put in all the intent that I want into this loose incense blend. But first I have a sheet of tinfoil, and the reason I have this is no other than I gotta have something to put the stuff on, because these do have to dry between 3 days to 2 weeks. It depends honestly on your climate and the heat that's going on around that time that you make these. But I'd say they are easily burned. Like the best burn time is a week plus. But if you're impatient like me, you can just go ahead and burn them. They work the same way. They might just not be as strong. So what I used today, the herbs I used for my blend, started with some whole white California sage, if you guys can see. It's beautiful. I actually get my herbs from, I think, Mountain Rose Herbs. They're just beautiful, and this is obviously the whole plant. This isn't like a bundle I picked apart. This came like so. Some cinnamon sticks, you guys can see. Beautiful. I love the little curls in cinnamon. I don't know why. For some reason that just looks so magical. Next we move on to anise, which these are anise star pods. So if you could see in the light, they're hard and star-shaped, hence the name. I'm so creative. Frankincense resin, and resins are, I believe, a type of sap. I haven't delved too deep into them. The only ones I use are frankincense and dragon's blood, but from what I know, they were used thousands and thousands of years ago, possibly the sap of a plant or a tree, and they're in like a hard, almost crystallized form, kind of like hard chewing gum. And when you burn them, they become, you know, bubbly and very, very magical. And, you know, frankincense and myrrh was believed to be used by Cleopatra. So you could just see how that dates back. And this is amazing for purification and protection. Like, you could use this alone in oil form. If you were to have an essential oil that is frankincense and you put it on your body, whatever the case may be, frankincense is not only great for that meditative yoga type of state, but it is a huge, huge protector against negative energy as well as psychic attack. The last herb I'm going to be using, not really herb, but you know, is orange peel. This is obviously dried orange peel. Sometimes people like to use them in teas. I like to use them in protection spells like this. Adds a little bit of sweetness, sensuality, and it smells really amazing, and they are really fun to make sometimes. Around fall time, I like to actually bake these and dry them myself with my oven, because then the whole house smells like oranges and kind of cinnamony. It's really amazing. But there's that. And the absolute last thing is some doTERRA peppermint oil. I love using doTERRA. This is not sponsor. I wish. I love using doTERRA because it is, I believe, the closest to the actual plant extract you're gonna get. This is an essential oil. This one is also ingestible, I believe. I think it has the dosage on the back. Obviously, don't do anything without talking to a doctor first or a herbalist, or naturopath. I can't even think of the word. I'm gonna put a few, and I mean a few drops in there, because we don't want it too watery and we don't want the whole thing to be taken over by the smell of peppermint, as these are so, so strong. Now this isn't part of it, but you know I have to start off with either sage or palo santo to kind of cleanse my area itself. We don't want to make an incense blend without the area being cleansed. There's no specific recipe for this. There's no more or less to be put in. It's honestly how many cones you end up getting out of something is always a surprise. I'm sure online you can find a specific recipe, but for me, I just do it whatever intuitively I feel drawn to. I know you're probably tired of hearing people say whatever they're intuitively drawn to, but it's the truth. It's like you stop whenever you feel you should stop. So hopefully you could see this well. This is my marble mortar and pestle. It's beautiful. I think I got it from Bed Bath & Beyond, which is insane, because why would they have something like this so gorgeous there? But I guess people use it for literal kitchen spices and not always spells and stuff like that. But what fun are those people, you know? Just have some water right here. It's not going to take too much, but you need to create a paste, obviously, to then form your cone. And there's no form for the cone. I kind of just push it together, make a square at the bottom, and then pinch the top. Start with some California white sage. And what we're looking for here is closest to powder form as you can possibly get. I know that sounds a little crazy, but that's really what you want to make a good cone. And some people like chunks in their cones, but I'm not very fond of it. So far I've put in a mini stick of cinnamon as well as a few leaves of white sage, and now I'm putting in a pot and a half of anise. I'm only adding this much frankincense. As you can see, it doesn't look like too much, but one of these bad boys on something like a charcoal is, oof, it's gonna go crazy. So now that we've got our things in here, I'm just gonna try to grind this down to a powder form as good as you can get it. If you end up getting most of it to powder and then there's still some chunks left over, just take the chunks out, you know, or put it in. Whatever consistency you're comfortable with, we just want it to be able to hold the form, you know? This is what I blended it down to. It took about 5 minutes. Obviously you could see there's still some chunks in there, but the majority of it is powder. How I'm gonna add the water is by dipping it in my fingers like so, and then placing it in here. It really does not take too much water, and you really don't wanna put enough. Obviously you can reverse it by putting more product in, but it's kind of just a struggle to have to grind everything down again. I'm gonna take a clear quartz crystal and sort of bless the area with a negative energy clearing intention. I want to get rid of all that negative energy and bring in only the positive. And I'm using my hands for this. You can put on gloves if you want to, but I just feel most comfortable feeling the consistency out I'm gonna now take a bit of this and start to form it in the palm of my hand. There we go, that's perfect. So I'm gonna even grab a little bit more here. I'm gonna just form it in the hand and then push the bottom down. Don't want it to stick to the hand either. It's a tough call. And then once you have your cone like this, we're gonna just shape the bottom. And again, if it starts to get rounded at the top, you can just put it back in the hand and make that pointed. And this is what your cone is gonna look like once you're done. We're gonna place it on the tin foil and continue. Our finished cone incenses. Some of them are a little deformed, obviously, and if they start to soften up, you can always pinch the sides, just walk over, pinch them. What you're gonna wanna do is leave this by a place that's gonna get sun, but obviously not direct sunlight. We don't need any cracking or anything like that. So leave them at an area that normally gets sun for a good amount of hours of the day, but not too much. And maybe turn them every few days. We don't want them to get stuck to whatever they're on. If it's on parchment paper, it's not really gonna get stuck, or something like this probably wouldn't. But if it's on a plate or something, you're gonna want to turn them every so often so they evenly dry. What I'm doing here is taking the one that I've had for a very long time and just burning the tip of it with a candle. You can light it or whatever, but I just like the candle because you kind of just can hold it there and wait. You can see it's starting to smoke. It's fairly dark. You guys can't see the smoke coming off of this too well, but there is a large amount of smoke. Yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this. I never know how to close these. I never know how to start these. It's really freaking awkward. So, I don't know. Check out my shit below if you're into me. That's probably not how I should be promoting it, but I'm gonna. I have my Instagram down below if you'd like to follow that. Gianna_the_. Gianna_the_Taurus is my Instagram, my zodiac sign, Avi, just like my YouTube. And I have my shop listed below if you want to buy anything from there. If you're looking for any witchy crystals or any oil blends or anything like that, let me know. I also do some card readings. If you want something personalized, go on my site or DM me on Instagram. And yeah.